This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al, and today we are taking a look back at some of our favorite moments from past shows. That's right. If there's one woman who makes it impossible not to smile whenever you hear her voice, it's Dolly Parton. But is her husband sick of her after 54 years? Let's find out. Dolly Parton isn't holding back when it comes to how she feels about her marriage. Speaking on a British podcast, the country music legend opened up about her 54-year marriage to Carl Dean. They've been together for 57 years, and they joked that they're sick of each other. Carl is rarely seen in public with Dolly. In fact, he says he's only seen her perform once. Dolly also admitted that her weaknesses has always been men, sex, and food, not necessarily in that order. Tori, what do you think about Dolly's marriage and her weaknesses?
Well, I actually watched recently the Dolly Parton documentary, and I highly recommend you guys watching. I believe it's on Netflix. But even her band members, Sam, have never seen him. Like, wow. I think Jane Fonda said she saw him once because he made her breakfast because she stayed over while doing 9 to 5. But he is almost invisible in her persona of what the character of Dolly Parton is. I think they love each other dearly. I think it's all for fun and games. But what an interesting dynamic the two of them have,
I don't think 54 years is fun and games. I think that's a little strange. If we did this show for 54 years and I met your wife one time, I think that's a little interesting. I think that's a little strange. We're Team Dolly. I'm not taking shots. I'm just saying I think that's a little weird because I think a lot of our partners are kind of, you know, reclusive from the spotlight, but you see them.
Yeah, but maybe because she's such a megastar and she's been such a megastar for so long that she really wanted to keep that side of her life private. I mean, none of us know what it's like to be, maybe you, Al, but none of us know the stardom of Dolly Parton.
She wants to keep that private, but one of her top three things is sex. It's like, I'm so tired of that answer.
You don't buy it?
No, I don't buy it at all. I'm so sick of it. Like, you're in the cool kids club. Oh, guess what I did for breakfast? You know it. People of the year. Get out of here, man. You know, like, you don't have to tell everybody that. Suzanne Summers, we do it 3 times a day, 7 days a week. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're 75. No, you don't. I don't do that. I didn't do that when I was 18 and testosterone was running through my veins.
Maybe they do, though. Maybe she does.
No, you don't. It's a cool thing to say, and her publicist put it on the list. I'm so tired of that answer.
It does make her relatable.
Sorry, why did I get so mad about that?
It makes her relatable. I think it's more relatable to say that you're not having sex 3 times a day.
But that doesn't look good on a magazine headline. They go, the publicist figures out what Americans like. I like sex, chocolate, and sitting around in my house watching movies.
And you have to have something taboo, like, ooh, she's 85 and still does that?
I still love a cheeseburger. I sneak and have it at night. It's like, I'm on Team Jeff. People say he's grumpy, but it's true. It's like, no,
he's grumpy.
Me? No, like that could be a grumpy answer. Like, oh, I agree with you. Like,
and I agree
it's
with you.
Honest.
People do call me grumpy. I do get grumpy sometimes. But the story of 2020, when we look back, Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin, I mean, the whole college admission scandal thing, their stints in jail, all right, but the show must go on, and so will their lives. Let's take a look. Felicity Huffman has scored her first acting role since being released from prison. Of course, everyone remembers Felicity, right? Felicity will star in an ABC comedy based on the life of a woman who inherited a AAA baseball franchise after her husband passed away. You remember Felicity spent 11 whole days behind bars for her involvement in the college admission scandal. Meantime, Lori Loughlin is still serving her sentence in federal prison. She's expected to be released later this month. Me and Brandon think she's going to get out before Christmas, but she's not supposed to get out till after Christmas.
I said before Thanksgiving, so I don't know. I got to kind of bring my chips back on that.
What do you think about Felicity getting back into the spotlight?
Jeff, she was going to get a job after she did her 11 days. I mean, think about it. Robert Downey Jr., who had run-ins with the law. You think about Hollywood is all about redemption stories. And this isn't even a redemption story. She got caught doing what a lot of people do. You want to provide for your children. Ethically, morally, was it wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean just because you were part of Operation Varsity Blues doesn't mean that you should be able to get paid for your craft. And she's a
But
really
she
good
took it
actress.
on the chin, so to speak, right? She admitted to it. She's like, I'm going to do my time and try to get back to my craft. Do you think Lori Loughlin will have the same luck when she gets out of prison?
Best she's going to get is a book deal on her sob story, From Riches to Rags, A Life in Prison. Oh, pull the other one. I'm over Lori. I do.
Riches to Rags.
It's
That was a great
terrible.
title.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was a
I've
good
had to
title.
sell my multi-million-dollar mansion in Beverly Hills. Oh, and go to a smaller 10-bedroomed home with only 9 bathrooms.
Steph, getting opinionated today. I like it.
I think I love Felicity. I appreciated how she handled it. She was straight, she was upfront, and she was honest. She took the blame. She held her hands up, and she served her 11-day sentence. Oh, how terrible! But Lori,
Is there sarcasm in that?
Yeah.
Is that sarcasm?
Lori, I think Felicity's going to go on and have a lovely career, and she deserves to.
Can I just tell you that little Rich to Rags clip? Take that out, put it in your reel.
I love it. Factual. Look, she laid it out. I really do like how honest she was. She was like, one person accepted it, one person didn't, and neither one of them's good, but I appreciate what she did.
We all love to see someone take accountability. You know, that's exactly what you said. And that's why people are rooting for Felicity Huffman's comeback. But
Right.
Lori Loughlin, I have no, and that's somebody I used to love.
How about her daughter? She took responsibility. You think she'll have a career
I
moving
hope
forward?
she does, because she did take accountability. And at such a young age, good on her.
Yeah.
Good on her.
All right. Well, this has been a hard year for a lot of businesses, but apparently psychics are killing it. From people looking for good news about the future, we did a whole story about it. I'm not a fan, but I'm sure some of you guys are, so just watch it.
Next, the pandemic has been good business for fortune tellers. Also psychics. The New York Times reports increased traffic for psychic consultations. Apparently, people are looking for answers when there's so much uncertainty. Does that surprise you, Lindsay? What do you think of these stories?
Let me tell you, over quarantine, my friends and I have done 2 virtual tarot sessions already. That's how we've been getting together. So I know this is ridiculous, but we want to know like what's going on, what to expect. And then there's like, you can read your horoscope, obviously, but every horoscope I've been reading is like, oh, wear a mask, things are going to get crazy. Like, okay, no duh. Like, so, you know, it's kind of like a toss up on how much I believe.
Al, don't
Lindsay,
shake
what do your
head.
healing crystals say about this? You're a big healer. Every time I walk past your desk, I feel like I'm in a diamond mine.
Healing crystals do not tell you the future. They're supposed to be from the earth and give you whatever energy that crystal has, okay? So when I see you again, actually, I'm buying you like a 20-pack for Christmas.
Put it on a necklace. Maybe
Or
that'll
don't.
help you.
That's also an option to just carry on like an adult, Jeff. You know,
you would never in a million years, if you were having a really hard time and you were plagued with uncertainty, you would never consult with a psychic.
No, I don't believe that people have superpowers like Professor X from the X-Men. I think everybody is just trying to figure things out.
But what if there is an individual out there that can't look at chameleons, right? Like I saw the most crazy video the other day where a chameleon is climbing like 10 colored pencils, and every time it hits a new colored pencil, the whole body turns red, then immediately blue, then orange. That's a superpower.
Jeff, will you tell our viewers that we do drug test here at DBL? Sam, you sound like you're in crazy town and you're the mayor.
Have you ever seen a chameleon, the lizard?
Yes.
Okay, have you ever seen it change color?
Yes.
Is that not like a superpower? If you never knew they existed.
It's an evolutionary trait because the ones that couldn't do that were killed off and were not able to reproduce.
That's a good answer.
Okay.
That's a really good answer.
You would give that so specific answer. Come on, don't pop the bubble.
That's a good one.
What color did it change when it went on Lindsay's healing crystal? What color is that? Orange?
It was multicolored, fool.
I don't know if I could like anybody more than I like Lindsay. She is just such a like the first
or
Sam,
me, buddy. I'm right here too.
I love you guys,
but not like you like Lindsay apparently.
All right. Well, I didn't know we couldn't speak well of Lindsay, so I'll just say I love. Of course, I'm messing with you guys.
I love Lindsay.
Yeah, you guys are like family. I talk to you guys more than
backhanded compliment.
I don't want your sloppy seconds, bro.
All right. All right.
Wow. Another level to that story.
So I can only like one person on the DBL set. It's just going to rotate.
No, you have to fake answers. We are all a family. We love each other.
No. Coming up on DBL, actor Lawrence Fishburne's new role solving history's greatest mysteries. And later, Omari Hardwick and the spell he's cast over co-star Loretta Devine. That's what's next. Hey everyone, I'm Sam Shocker. The way I would describe myself as a host of DBL, well, my co-hosts call me like the mom, so I guess I'm kind of like the team mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Sam.
Oh, Mama Bear! Being a working mother is something that's very near and dear to my heart. I have such respect to all mothers out there, and that I love animals. I will advocate for animals till the day I die. The connection that we have built with the viewer, you feel like family. You share things that you are going through with us, and I felt comfortable sharing a really dark time in my life with you. I'm going through it.
I know.
I'm proud that we are inclusive. I'm proud that we have conversations about social injustices. Yes, we always have fun on this show, but at the end of the day, I feel like that we're making a difference. We really do provide a voice for the voiceless, and I'm so grateful for that.
Welcome back to DBL. What if you could turn back the clock to solve some of the world's greatest mysteries? Well, that's exactly what Lawrence Fishburne is doing in his new show, and I caught up with him earlier in today's encore edition of Chatting with the Stars. Lawrence Fishburne, thank you so much for joining us here on Daily Blast Live to talk all about history's greatest mysteries, which I watched last night. I have a lot of questions for you. But first, I got to know, Lawrence, for those of you who don't know, your first role was on Apocalypse Now alongside the great Martin Sheen. And it turns out, while you are on set, you actually saved his son Emilio from drowning. Now, I want to know, did you ever get a thank you phone call?
Oh yeah, I got a mention in a book actually that Martin and Emilio co-authored called The Way.
Wow. So was there like a life debt between you and Emilio? Does he still owe you a big favor?
No, we settled that a long time ago. We're very, very close, and we've we essentially kind of grew up together over there.
Well, I love that, and very nonchalant about it. So, good man, Lawrence Fishburne. So, for your new series, History's Greatest Mysteries, Lawrence, it's diving into mysteries like Roswell and the Titanic. But for me, the greatest mystery, which the first episode is all about, is D.B. Cooper. So, here's the big question. Do you think D.B. Cooper survived, and will they ever catch him? I don't want any spoilers, though, for the first episode.
Well, that's the great thing about this show. I mean, it deals with these incidents that you kind of know about, but that have never been clearly answered or defined. And there are all kinds of people who you meet on the show who have been investigating things like Roswell and the Titanic and Shackleton ship. to try and get to the bottom of it and shed light on it. And they do, in fact, shed a lot of light on these subjects. But the Cooper thing, I think the most interesting sort of question is not just did he survive, but is he alive and just walking around free somewhere?
That's the question on my mind, too. You were only 10 years old when that famous D.B. Cooper hijacking took place. Were there any other famous? Right. Yeah, were there any other famous cases that you were interested in while filming this series that came up?
I mean, I was always kind of interested in the Titanic thing, like I think most people are, just because of the size of the ship and what that represented during the time in which that ship, was on its maiden voyage. I mean, this thing was the latest in technology. It was built to be able to, deal with icebergs and waves and all kinds of stuff. And it could not, withstand the forces of nature. So I think we're all kind of fascinated by that story. Now, the real question is, do you think Leo and, is her name Grace from the Titanic, could have both fit on that door? That's the question. Rose. That Leo and Rose could have fit on the door from the movie Titanic? Yeah, I would hope so.
All right. That's just an eternal question. All right, before I go, I wanted to tell you one of my favorite characters. You have so many, Lawrence, over the years. It's too many to count. But Jason Fury Styles from Boys in the Hood, I don't know why. I would watch that movie growing up 100 times. I got to know, Lawrence, one of my favorite parts in that movie. Is the song Ooh Child by the 5 Stair Steps really one of your favorite songs?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, listen to this song. I love this song. Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are getting brighter.
Of course it is.
Absolutely.
How could it not be?
That's one of my favorite parts of that great movie, Lawrence.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Lawrence, thanks for taking the time. Mr. Fishburne, thank you so much for chatting with us here on DBL. And everybody, don't forget to catch History's Greatest Mysteries this Saturday night on the History Channel. Again, thank you again, Lawrence.
Thank you so much.
Great guy. Coming up on DBL, what makes Loretta Devine freak out about her co-star, Amari Hardwick? Find out next.
I'm Lindsay Granger. I'm a trained journalist. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I learned to extensively research. I've written a documentary. I describe myself as the host that will bring a fresh perspective to the panel. I think Tori and I might disagree.
Not a nice thing for the president to say.
Everyone's blowing out of proportion, but that's okay, because today we need that. DBL is a creative, fun, and fast-paced type of show. Who wouldn't want to be at DBL? I'm looking forward to joining the panel and getting into some fun, interesting, and intense conversations. But it's important today. We need to agree to disagree and have the dialogue. A lot of people watch TV and say, how am I represented? DBL is the answer to that question. I'm Lindsay Granger, and I hope to be your voice.
Welcome back to DBL. Amari Hardwick and Loretta Devine have worked together before, but now they're starring in a terrifying new thriller called Spell. My girl Lindsay caught up with them earlier in this encore edition of Chatting with the Stars.
Omari Hardwick and Loretta Devine, welcome to DBL.
Thank you.
Hi.
So I'm not a fan of scary movies, but I'm gonna watch Spell. Your new film looks haunting. I want to ask you, what was unique or different about working on this film?
For me, I'll start with the fact that I hadn't done this genre prior. Loretta had tiptoed in this world before. So for me, what was obviously different was the fact that I was sort of a virgin to this genre.
What was different and exciting for me was that we got a chance to film it in South Africa, Cape Town, and see the beautiful country there. That was the landscape for the Appalachian Mountains that we needed for the film.
That sounds beautiful. And I want to ask you, because a lot of people are comparing your character to Kathy Bates in Misery, Loretta. So how do you feel about that comparison?
Well, this movie is so totally different. I know the comparison is that I have someone locked up in my house, but Omari had his shirt off. That was so totally different. And also, I have a husband in this show, John Beasley, and he has a lot to do with why I am doing the rituals and everything on this young man.
Now, you talked about Omari being shirtless, so I have to go there. You know your physique often lands you roles with your shirt off in the movie, Omari. So can fans look forward to that in this film? And Loretta, what do you think about that?
You know, she would tease me because in between, like, I'm doing push-ups and stuff or trying to equally be in this space that I needed to spiritually stay in, and Loretta's teasing me while I'm doing push-ups and probably crying after she's just talking. And she's like, keep doing them push-ups, babe.
Loretta, what do you think is something that people don't know about Omari, right? We know you're into poetry. We understand that you're an amazing actor. We know that you might have your shirt off in the film. What's something that we don't know?
Omari has the longest lashes of any person I've ever seen alive. I have never even seen a woman with lashes this long. And his bottom lashes are like just long. So if you ever get a chance to stand right in front of him, you go, oh my God, you better have some lashes, baby.
Tell me if I'm incorrect. If you've had an interview quite like this one, isn't this pretty special? The Divine Loretta Devine.
This is,
my God.
This is very special. You guys are amazing. And I'm not gonna let you go without talking about Power. So that is my favorite show, Omari. So I have to ask you, I know Ghost is dead, but are we gonna see a return? And if he is gonna return, what can you tell us when?
I don't know if he's gonna return. I haven't even had a conversation with Courtney nor Curtis. I had one conversation with Curtis between the show ending and him getting his star on the Walk of Fame, which I was super happy and proud of. If he does return, it would obviously have to be as a ghost. In my opinion, what would be cool is to see him sort of be this voice of reason as his son tries to navigate this world that Ghost didn't want his son to be a part of.
Listen, I cannot wait to see.
You wouldn't grip that way.
You guys are too much. I wish we could do this all day. I cannot wait to see Spell on demand. Loretta Devine and Omari Hardwick, thank you so much for joining us on DBL.
Bye.
We'll be right back with your comments.
America Cobb. My hair is 100% authentically me, and so are my opinions. I am from Chicago, Illinois, and that's where my career started. My role on the panel is the voice of reason, if sometimes you want to be questionably unreasonable.
As part of growing up.
Get him, girl.
And this is part of it.
Growing up, Al, is part of growing up. It's super disrespectful.
Revealing my natural hair on live TV was one of the most liberating things I've ever done.
Let me tell you, I would have been in the salon a long time ago if I knew it got a standing ovation.
And as a result, I know that that's affected a lot of other women who want to be their most authentic self, and I carry that with me every day. DBL is unapologetic. DBL is organic. DBL is fearless. DBL is you.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, of course. Kenneth from Facebook says, way to go, Lawrence, a true screen legend, Morpheus forever. Allie from Facebook says, Loretta called out Omari without his shirt on, and I think that's a necessary public service announcement. Becky from YouTube says, Lindsay doesn't like scary movies, but she'd be the best person to star in one. Interesting.
Oh, shout out to Lindsay. Yeah, that's my girl. I know I can't say that around you. I said I like Lindsay, and then
I like Lindsay.
But see, now you're taking ownership over liking Lindsay when I clearly marked my territory. I like Lindsay first.
Okay.
You said the best, actually.
Yeah, and
me
Jeff
and Sam
said
are
it too.
sitting here,
Why
and it's not like really holiday spirit to say you like somebody more than someone else.
I didn't say more, but I implied it.
But why did you just go after me? Okay. You just went after me, though, not Jeff, when Jeff said it, too.
I didn't.
No, he said I was on your team.
Yeah, you're on my team.
Yeah, he doesn't like either of us.
I love both of you guys, and happy
Gosh, that was
holidays.
us killing time.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you for joining us today. Merry Christmas, everybody. We will.